Hello, welcome to the Chit Chat Knits podcast and Happy New Year. We have reached 2025. I hope you had a wonderful holiday season and now you are enjoying your crafting in the new year. We had a great time. We had family members here over a 2-week span, and it was so much fun. We had the little grandkids here, so that's always exciting. We really love playing with them. We love little kids, and so we had a great time. And then we had some of our big kids here too, and we got to do some great things. I actually put a reel on Instagram of some of the things we did. We went to the Twin Cities, which we're about little over an hour away. And we visited Paisley Park, which is, if you've never heard of Paisley Park before, that is Prince's home, or the artist formerly known as Prince, or whatever you want to call him. But it was fascinating. He was a genius, and it was a wonderful tour. Then we also did an escape room that day. We've discovered that we really enjoy doing escape rooms with our kids. A lot of fun. We had Christmas events. My singing group that I sing with, we're called the Wildflowers, and I'll tell you more about them as the year goes along. But we had the opportunity to perform at one of these places that has all the lights that you walk through at night. We had a great time doing a gig there. So yeah, that was a real highlight. Maybe I'll put a picture in here of the Wildflowers while I'm talking. I'm so excited. I love my knitting, but I also always loved music, and to get to be a part of a band at this age is really, really fun. Then we had the little kids here and we did hikes. We played outside. They shot fireworks. We had New Year's Eve. We celebrated New Year's Day with a pirate themed party, and the kids loved it, complete with pirate themed food and hats and eye patches. Really fun. But now everyone's gone. The house is quiet and it is freezing outside. It was below 0 degrees this morning when I got up. Really chilly. So I'm just enjoying a little time knitting, watching movies and knitting. Got all the Christmas cleaned up and now just enjoy. But there's adventure ahead. We will be heading out on our winter trip to Florida soon, and I am promising myself that I'm going to cast from the road. So, not the road, but like where we are staying. So, because I have lots and lots of projects planned. All right, before we get into today's projects, I want to talk about the little video of our town that I was in my last, my Not a Vlogmas 3 episode. And there was one thing that I forgot to tell you about in that episode. Okay, so I love antique train cases. If you don't know what train cases are, I will show you one, because I was able to get 2 over the holidays. Well, let me show you this one first. I've got the flowers on it. So this is the one you may have seen in the video. And okay, so that day we were in town and we were walking around, I actually found this case at the antique store and I purchased it. So then I had to carry it with me. So when I was down at the falls and you saw me walking down the path of the falls, I was carrying my little train case, which you might, if you're really observant, you may have noticed, like, why is she carrying a suitcase? Anyway, I had just purchased it and I was carrying it with me. I love these little cases because they're great for holding projects. You can put I like to put, especially my embroidery projects, when I do embroidery or hand sewing, I like to put them in these little cases. So my friend knows that I love them, and my husband was getting a little special gift for me. So she said, you need to get this train case that she found on Etsy to put this gift in. So let me show you my second train case. Look at this one. It's pink red, my favorite. And it was so funny because just days before, and it's, look at, it's a Samsonite. Isn't it great? I love it. I love it so much. And like I said, I'll put projects in it when we travel on our next trip. I'll have some projects in here and away we go. But it was so funny because I had just said to her, you know, I'd really like to have a pink one or a red one. And she knew that I was getting this one. So, way to keep a secret. I love them. I just love them. And I'm so excited to pack them. I think I'll put knitting in one and embroidery in the other because I have a couple of embroidery projects I want to work on over this time that we're gone. All right, let's get into the knitting. So, first of all, I want to show you this sweater that I'm wearing. I'll just come up a little bit. This is called the Autumn League Pullover, and it is by Alexandra Tavel. And I made this a few years ago, but let me tell you what I did. It's perfect for today's weather because it's dense and it's really warm. What I did was I held the gray yarn, was a DK weight yarn, and I didn't make a Ravelry project. See, Darcy, always make Ravelry projects. I did not make a project. So I don't know what the gray was. But then what I did was I just took fingering weight leftovers and held them with the gray DK and knit it together. And I just let them fall where they were. No planning of color, just let them happen as they did. When I got to the end, I like to use a Russian join so that I had no extra ends to weave in than you would normally have on a sweater. Just knit them, join to the next one, keep going, keep going, keep going. And you know, it makes a really warm sweater. So that's why I'm wearing it today, because it's toasty warm. It's kind of a big oversized sweater, so it just feels really good, really cozy, comfortable. I could make another one. I really liked it. I really liked it, making it a lot. And I love that I used up some of those little bits, and I love all the colors in it. Maybe I'll make another one. Let's use up some of those little scraps. Remember I made some slipperoo socks and I just held the yarns together? Well, I gave those away because I love having them, just extra pairs of those slipperoo socks so that when people come to my house, I can just give them to them. You know, especially if it's cold in the winter and they haven't brought slippers, I just like to have that to give away. Anyway, just a couple ideas for using those little bitty indie bits of yarn. All right, I want to talk today about our make-alongs, our new make-alongs coming up for 2025 that have already started, just barely started, and we have finished up our 2024 Stash Bash make-along, and this was in the Chit Ravelry Group. So I told you that I was going to pick a winner from the finished objects and just send out a grand prize. So here's the prize. I will be sending one of the lovely sandy bags, Chit Chat Knit sandy bags. So this gorgeous one is in a cute yarny print. It's got red on the inside. Love it. I have a lovely yarn from Bella Feel Yarns. This is a worsted weight, which would be great in a pattern I'm going to tell you about in just a few minutes. 100% superwash merino wool, 218 yards and 100 grams. Lovely green, wintry green color. And also with this will be the Joy of Knitting. I know that's reflecting, but the Joy of Knitting 2025 calendar. I didn't want to open it up, but I will be putting a box and getting that mailed out this week to, are you ready? Linda, and you are on Ravelry as LMECOLL. LMECOLL. I'll put it in here. Linda, congratulations. You are the winner. I just use a random number generator, but I've been able to put the numbers in 2 to however many. That's what came up. If it comes up that it's a comment that someone commented on the project, then I go to the project. And that's how we do the winner. You know, we're just going to keep it simple, 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 simple. All right, so Linda, congratulations. Please send me an email, chitchatknits@gmail.com, a Ravelry message. I need your full name and your address. And I probably will go in to the group thread and announce the winner there as well, because I need to get this prize shipped this week. Okay, we have a couple other new make-alongs that have started. I've told you about the first one, the 12 for 12 in 25, and I have my first finish. I have decided I'm going to make 12 hats and 4 pair of mittens. So like a pair of mittens each quarter and 12 hats I had a month. So New Year's Eve day, I cast on my first hat. So here it is. And I love it so much that I've written a pattern that is now being tested. So you will be able to have this pattern. It's called the Melody Hat. Here it is. It's a simple hat. It's because it is sort of ribbing, I guess. It's ribbing here, but then it's the nature of ribbing. It stretches. So it's one size because it stretches down for a smaller head, stretches up for a bigger head. You would just, I've written in some lengths for a larger head, smaller head. But here's what I really love about this hat. Oh yeah, messy hair. Look at the crown. Isn't that pretty? I love the way the crown turned out. I've got a couple of interesting decrease stitches in there. Easy to do, but interesting. So this is my first charity hat, and really, I just sat down with my needles cast on and started knitting. And then as I was going, I thought, I like this. Maybe somebody else would like this too. It looks pretty simple, and it's very simple to knit, but I think it's just a really pretty hat that you could make solid, variegated, striped, whatever. It would work well for any yarn. So that is being tested, and I will be getting this out soon. I liked it so much that I went in my drawer and I pulled out this yarn. Isn't this fun? This is a self-striping yarn, something I got a long time ago, and it is Knit Circus yarns. Its Ringmaster which is a worsted. It's actually a pretty thick worsted because it's 185 yards in 100 grams. So that might even be considered Aran weight. I love the coloring. I love the blues and purples. This one has to be for me because these are the colors that I just love. And today is a good day to wear a hat outside. The first hat I showed you, my charity hat. This was my leftovers from the crocheted cardigan I made. This is the Red Heart Roll With It melange. It is acrylic, so I'm thinking that's a good thing for charity because it would be easy to wash and not have to worry about wool shrinking. But I'm loving this hat. I love it. It's simple. You know, my hat patterns generally have a lot of texture. But this one, I just thought, I just want to make a simple, not simple, but a less textured design that fits well, is fun to knit, and could use just any worsted weight yarn, really, any worsted weight. It's going to work great. Okay, so it's called the Melody Hat because a melody has a repeated pattern of musical notes that usually come to a climax. And I thought the crown of this hat was such a beautiful climax. Okay, coming soon, Melody Hat. I also knit a couple more hats, and I don't have them here because they were for the grandkids. So I'm going to put pictures in. The first one is another one of the, what's it called? The Minecraft Beanie. I showed you a few episodes ago that I made. My little grandson, 6 years old, is into Minecraft right now. So I made him, it's got the Minecraft Creeper, I guess is the character's name on it. And it was in blue and green. And he kept saying, Grammy, I want one in orange. Orange. Okay, so I did buy an inexpensive yarn. Again, acrylic, because it's a kid. You know, it's going to be on a gym floor or out in the mud or wherever, easy to wash. So you can see, and it's a kid's hat. Let's just put it that way. And he loved it. So that's what matters. I do love this pattern. It's a well-written pattern. It knits up quickly, worsted weight, very easy. I just used a scrap for the blue that's in there. I have this little bag of leftover worsted scraps. And I'm just trying to knit them up. All right, so that was the Minecraft Beanie. Then I also, of course, his little sister had to have a hat too, and I wanted to have some fun. So I made her the Silly Snowman Hat, and this is by Cassandra May. And again, scraps, hat. So here's the picture. Now, with this hat, the hat was very simple to make. I fussed a little bit with the length to get it right for her. I actually had made it. We went on a hike. She wore it. I felt it was falling down in her eyes. So I took the top decreases, opened them up, made it a little shorter, did the decreases again. And then the snowman was a duplicate stitch. Now, I am not good at duplicate stitch. This is a skill I could work on and get better at. I could spend some time watching some videos and do a better job. But they were leaving the next day, and it was the evening, and I thought, I just have to get this on here. And it looks so cute on her. Such a cute little hat. And it fits her well. So she'll be able to wear that. But that is a skill I plan to do a little more research on and try to get better at duplicate stitch. I just sort of approached it like cross stitch, you know, just following the chart and making the stitches over the other stitches. And I'm sure there are some great techniques, some great tips that I don't know that I'll be looking into for the next time when I want to do something with a little duplicate stitch. You probably have some great tips. If you do, I'd love to have you share them. But hats, let's see, since New Year's, the creeper hat, the orange creeper hat was, I think I cast that on maybe Christmas Day. And then the other three, the snowman hat, the charity hat, and this hat, I have made since New Year's Day. And today is the 5th. Yeah. So I've been having fun making hats. I love to knit hats. But that's all the finishes I have. I actually have a cowl barely cast on, so you will see that next time. But I do have some new yarn that I'm really excited about. Let me show you this. This is from Shelly of Kato Yarn Company. Thank you, Shelly. I have a shawl pattern that I'm working on, that I have swatched, and Shelly so graciously did these beautiful yarns for me. Are you ready? Look at this. Oh, these are my colors. This is called Mermaids. It is 75-25 merino nylon superwash fingering sock weight, 437 yards and 100 grams. And then I needed a high contrast yarn to this. So we went back and forth and talked a little bit, and she graciously knitted up some swatches with different colors, and this is what we agreed on. Oh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's going to make a great high contrast. This shawl is going to be striped, and this gorgeous green is called Fresh. Oh, I can't wait to dig in and show you what these are going to be. They're going to be so much fun. They're gorgeous. So these will be wound up. I'm writing out, and then this will actually be card knitting. We will be traveling about 3 days by car, and my husband likes to drive, and I like to knit, and we like to listen to books. So I'm looking forward to a very pleasant 3 days of knitting. Yay. Dream knitting is the next thing I want to chat about. Okay, so, and this fits in with our other make along for the year. So I have 2 skeins of this gorgeous, gorgeous pink from Up North Yarns. It's been in my stash, and she doesn't dye this anymore. It would make a lovely, lovely sweater. But I want to make a vest out of this. It's called Springs of Poppin. And I think 2 skeins is going to be plenty for this vest. I have to check it for sure. But this is a DK weight. And I would like to make the Riptide vest. I know Noelle and Kelly from Canada made vests in the last year, the Riptide vest. I'll try to pop in a picture of the Riptide. And the pattern now has a V-neck, which I love. And then it's a pretty boxy vest, but they've updated the pattern with some shaping. So I think that I will do a little shaping, because I find I like that a little bit. The Riptide Pullover, I didn't write down who it's by, but you'll see. Okay, so won't that be beautiful? I would love to wear this with a flowered print blouse under it. So that's my dream thought of what I want to do. And I told you that it fits in with the next make along. So let me tell you about this. This will be our year-long make along, hosted in the Chit Knits Ravelry Group. And I'm going to stop myself right here. If you aren't a Ravelry user, and I know not everyone is, but you watch the cast and you'd like to participate, please just send me an email at chitchatknits@gmail.com or a message on Instagram, and just tell us that you'd like to participate. I understand not everybody gets into all of that, and that's fine. We'd still love to have you participate. So here's how it's called: the Make It Yours Mal. Make it yours Mal. Because here was my thought. Oftentimes, make-alongs are very, very specific. you know, it's to knit a certain sweater, to knit, you know, and I've done lots of different types of make-alongs. But I thought this year, we have our charity one. Let's just make it a make-along of what you want to make. It can be a new project, like my Riptide vest. It could be a project that's been lingering that you want motivation to get finished. Now, somebody asked, you know, because in the description I said, make it a bigger, you know, if it's a finish up, maybe a little bit bigger project. I guess my thought was, if you had half of a dishcloth, that's not a very big project to finish for, you know, whips. But if you maybe have a blanket that you've been working on that you need motivation to finish, by all means, you know, if it's a brown half done, perfect. If you have a half done sweater or even a pair of socks, you have one sock and you want to finish the other sock, perfect, perfect. We have a discussion thread and we have a no chatter finished object thread. And what I would like to do, I'd love to have you chatter, chatter, chatter. I'd love to have some finished objects. And what I would like to do for each 25 projects in the finished object thread, I'd like to do a prize. So when we get to 25, we'll do a prize. And maybe one time I'll take out of the chatter, or we'll do some pattern giveaways or something out of the chatter, something out of the finished object thread. And here's my thought also. To avoid paying the more than what the prize is worth in shipping cost to out of the United States, how about if maybe one of the prizes would be a gift card to your local yarn shop, if they do gift cards. So I'll work on some things like that so that, you know, the shipping costs are so prohibitive. Let me tell you, I love sending out prizes, but I'm spending quite a bit of money to send those prizes out. So maybe there's some workarounds we can do. We'll give that a shot. We'll give that a thought. But I hope you will participate, because really this can be any project you're working on. Knit, crochet, if you're a weaver, anything you're doing. Just tell us what you're doing. You know, if you're, like I said, if you're not a Ravelry person, just send me an email with what you're doing. Send me a photo when it's done. However you can work it out, because this is make it yours. Let's just motivate each other. Let's have fun. Let's show off the beautiful things we're making this year. And I also said in there, double dipping is allowed, because, you know, why not? If you're making something for another make-along, show us what you're making. Okay, any questions? Send me a message. Should be pretty simple. This is a pretty much you doing your project. And then let's just share what we're doing. Okay. I hope you're all enjoying the new year and that you'll share with us. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you're making. What is your dream project for this year? Is it just to finish up whips? Do you have a certain pattern you've been wanting to make? A certain yarn you've been wanting to use? Tell me what you're doing. I love to hear from you. I also appreciate if you like the cast that you would hit subscribe, maybe click that little like thing. I do appreciate all your support. Let's make 2025 awesome. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, bye.